He began by saying his name, Alejandro feared Tankeh, and he said it quietly, as if saying it brought back memories he had tried to forget. He explained that he was a doctor by profession. He lived a simple, stable life. He said he never dreamed of becoming part of a shipping business, never imagined signing papers worth millions, and never thought that trusting his own brother would one day bring him before the highest court of the land. One day, his younger brother, Ruperto, came to him with excitement in his voice. Ruperto spoke about his shipping company, about growth, about opportunity. He said Alejandro would not just be helping him, he would be part of the company. He promised him 1,000 shares. He promised him a seat as a director. Alejandro said he felt proud, touched. He said, "This is my brother. Why would he deceive me?" So he agreed. Later, his brother told him the company needed a loan, a big one, millions of dollars. The money would be used to buy a ship that would supposedly secure their future. When the promissory note was placed in front of him, Alejandro hesitated. He said he looked at his brother and asked if it was really safe. He said Ruperto reassured him, told him not to worry, told him his signature was only a formality. He was told he would never be asked to pay. He was told everything would be fine. And because it was his brother, he signed. Years later, Alejandro said that signature felt heavier than any burden he had ever carried. The business failed. The ship, the very thing they believed would save them, was sold for a fraction of its value. And suddenly, Alejandro was no longer treated as a brother, a director, or a partner. He was treated as a debtor. Feeling betrayed and afraid, Alejandro wrote a letter. In it, he asked to withdraw. He asked to be released. He asked, in his own words, to be spared from obligations he never truly understood. But no one listened. So he went to court. He stood there and said he had been misled, that he gave his consent because of promises that were never kept, that he trusted his brother, and that trust became his downfall. The case eventually reached the Supreme Court of the Philippines. The justices listened carefully. They acknowledged his pain, but they also spoke firmly. The contract, they ruled, could not be erased, but the court did not turn away completely. They said Ruperto was wrong, that the promises he made were not honored, that excluding Alejandro from the company while exposing him to risk was unjust. They called it incidental fraud, not enough to cancel the contract, but enough to deserve accountability. In the end, the court ordered Ruperto to pay damages, not to undo the past, but to acknowledge the harm done. Alejandro walked away still bound by his signature, but no longer unheard. And the story was left with a quiet lesson. That trust, when written in ink, becomes law. That love does not protect you from liability.